What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little bit differently. We're going to do a full day of eating, but we're going to go vegan style. So for all the hardcore vegans out there, we've tried our absolute best to check labels and stuff, but a lot of them don't say like vegan specifically, but then we've done our research as much as we possibly can to find out if those foods are vegan. So stuff like beans, to the best of our knowledge they are, and what I can promise you is there's absolutely zero meat in this diet today, and we're going to try and hit my protein goal, which will be very interesting. So we've done a little bit of planning behind the scenes, but not a lot, because we're going to try and eat out doing this as well. So we're going to go to a vegan restaurant, and it's going to be interesting to see if I can hit my protein goal without going over on stuff like carbs and fats. What I'm going to do is train fasted today, so I'm going to keep it quite to the point in this video, and I'm not going to show you any training footage, so I'm sorry about that. If you were looking forward to it, we're just going to keep this like purely based on food today, because it's something different for the channel, and I think it'll be interesting for you guys. If any of you are thinking about doing vegetarian or vegan diets, like even just for a day a week, this might help. That being said, I'll catch you in meal one. Okay, so meal one post-workout, we're having muffins, beans and sausages. These are Linda McCartney sausages, and I've actually had them before. They're a great replacement for actual meat sausages. They taste amazing and you can't really complain with them. Getting the protein sources in early, and beans was one of those things which actually said vegetarian, like it didn't say vegan specifically, but we went through a few vegan forums and stuff just to check a few things, and a lot of them actually said they were, so I'm sorry if they're not, but I can promise you again, everything is going to be meat free, and this is a good way to get in my proteins through beans and sausages. That's meal one. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know whether it's because I'm fasted or I haven't been eating in the last few days because I've been ill, but that was one of the nicest breakfasts I've had in a very long time. The calories turned out to be 589 with 66 carbs, 12 fat and 48 protein, so you can actually quite easily get your protein in a breakfast when you go in vegan. You just need to eat beans, and those vegetarian sausages as well, that was 33 grams of protein alone. So what we're going to do now is head out for the next meal, because there's a vegan restaurant in Cardiff, and we're going to try and work that into our day. It's something we've wanted to try for like a while now, and it'd be interesting to see if you can get protein when you're out and about in these vegan restaurants without having like sky high carbs again. So far so good. Let's see how the next one goes. Okay, so that was the second meal, the meal we had out, and what was the place called, Joes? Anna Loca, which is in Cardiff. Really nice restaurant. I actually, like, the meal was amazing. One of the best meals I've actually had out. I chose to have a barbecue bean wrap. Basically, that has spinach and everything in it. I show the ingredients on screen now, and that was what I thought I could get, like, my protein in with, and I didn't actually eat the side things. Like, there was this little dip. Not sure what it was exactly, because we're not used to the vegan restaurants, so I won't be able to put that into my macros, like, perfectly. But what I'm gonna do is add them all individually, and again do a little bit of research on the ingredients, what was in it. So there was actually like couscous and stuff as well added. We're gonna factor all that in and put it in, and then we also picked up a shake, which is a almond butter and hemp protein. Okay, so this apparently has all the amino acids, supposed to be really good for you. We're gonna share this, we're gonna have half each, and again it tastes absolutely amazing. So that meal should have been like significantly high in protein. The only thing I would say about it, it was quite expensive, because like vegan restaurants, they are like not that common, so we ended up paying like £20 just for that small lunch. But it is definitely something I would recommend trying, because that, like I said, was one of the best meals I've had in a very long time. So far this vegan day of eating's going really well. Like, I can't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to do this so far. This is meal 3, and this is a peanut butter, quinoa, quinoa, not sure how you say it, tofu bowl. So lots of veggies. I've never actually tried this tofu, and I didn't even know what to expect when I was looking for it in the store. It's kind of like a cheese. I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be a meat replacement, but it's not bad. It's not great though. 577 calories, 43 carb, 29 fat, so quite high in fat. Probably didn't need the avocado on there. and 38 protein, so again, another high protein meal. That's meal 3. Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, I would not eat that meal again. Like, I appreciate the vegans probably have better ways of cooking it, and that was our first time ever cooking tofu. I'm usually pretty good with food, like I enjoy most foods and I will give anything a go, like I just give that a go. But for me, that was just a tasteless meal. The tofu brought nothing to the meal, it didn't replace me in any way, it was just like chewing. Do you know what, I can't even explain it, but I definitely wouldn't eat tofu again in that way. Like, if someone thinks they have an amazing recipe and you can make the best tofu, I'll happily try it again then and give another verdict, but it's not something I'll be going out of my way to get anytime soon. So meal 4, final meal of the day, we're having like an open burrito. We're not including the wrap in this meal, and we're gonna try out like this chicken stuff. I have no idea what this is gonna taste like because it's feeling kind of soft, so we're gonna fry it up, I think. Again, we're gonna have beans in this meal, so we're having taco mixed beans and then just brown rice. This is gonna be the last meal of the day, so quite high in protein again. This is actually a really good like replacement if you are looking to replace chicken in your diet. There's 40 grams of protein per serving, which is actually like the exact same as chicken, so...
How?
What?
There's 40 grams in half that bag, it's the last one a serving.
What do you mean? Okay, so this is what vegetarian, vegan, shredded chicken is supposed to look like. What is that? Okay, so that's meal 4, and that is a massive portion. That's actually half a pack of Linda McCarthy's pulled chicken, which is for vegans. The full macros for this meal with 50 grams of brown rice and the taco beans are 649 calories, 73 carb, 14 fat, and 52 protein. So yet again, another massive protein meal for us. This chicken doesn't look amazing, but it's actually not a bad replacement. Like, considering it's mixed in with the taco beans and stuff, that gives it a lot of taste. If I had to, I could easily replace chicken with that. That is actually really good. Would recommend 100%. So what we've shown today is that you can actually hit like high protein goals when you're eating vegan, especially if you know the right foods to eat. So if you're actually vegan, you probably know a lot more foods than I actually have. Plus you can supplement with stuff like soy protein, which I obviously don't have in the house because I'm only doing this for a day, but that would again increase your protein intake by quite a lot, which is what I thought was going to be the hardest thing about eating vegan, was the protein intake and lowering the carbs. All these like replacement meats by the larger companies, they probably are more expensive than we needed to spend. Like, this entire day cost like close to £25 for us, but if you're a vegan, again, you probably know where to shop, and this was all from Sainsbury's and it's all branded stuff. Like, if we did a little bit more shopping about, we could have made this a lot cheaper as well. So it's not that it's an expensive thing to do either. That's normally just an excuse people use for eating healthy and stuff as well. Overall, I think this day turned out pretty well. Apart from the tofu, I've enjoyed every single meal. I'll give you a full rundown on the macros at the end of the day now and compare that to what I'd be having if I was eating meat in the diet, and this is pretty much me in a calorie deficit. I'm not sure how it would go if I was bulking, but maybe that's a video for the future. So the overall macros for the end of the day came out at 286 carbs, 69 fat, and 170 protein, which I thought would be a lot harder to hit that higher protein goal, but that's more than enough protein, sufficient for my body. Usually I'd go a little bit higher, like around about the 190 mark, but that's when I'm eating meat. And also I supplement with whey, which you can't actually do if you're vegan. Pretty sure it's vegetarian, but for vegans I think you have to go towards the soy protein route, which again, there's studies showing that's not great for males. You can look into it yourself, so don't quote me on it, but stuff like lowered sperm count, estrogen levels, that can be affected by soy, which is in literature I've read myself. Feel free to look it up for yourself and let me know in the comments below if I'm actually wrong on that one. The fat was a little bit higher than I would normally go for. Again, that's probably because I didn't need the avocado. I also went for an almond like protein shake. Could have gone with oats, but I'm not going to stress about it too much. This puts me around 2,500 calories, which is my maintenance calories rather than cut in, but I definitely think it was worth upping the calories a little bit just to give this day a full test. I'd 100% recommend the foods I've eaten today if you are going to like try this vegan lifestyle. Not so much the tofu. If you are going to try that, I'd perhaps try it in a restaurant where they like know how how to cook it, definitely. For all the replacement meats I really enjoyed, and would I go vegan personally? Not anytime soon, because I genuinely enjoy eating meat. I think it's slightly easier to get my protein in. That's personal preference though, and I think that this day of eating turned out really well. If you have enjoyed the video and it's given you any meal ideas, if it's like inspired you to try it vegan for a day or even vegetarian for a day, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.